What's up, everybody? I have a special surprise for you. It's Wood from Australia. Say hello.
Hello. How are you, mate?
Yeah, okay. If you don't know, Wood is from the channel Beat 'em Ups. We talk every single night about all of our dreams and our fantasies.
Every single morning for me.
Oh, that's right. Every night for me, every morning for him. One thing I want to mention before we get into this E3 discussion about all these game announcements and shit is, you are coming to America, and I don't think I've ever actually said on my channel, like, that you're going to be coming and staying with me and, you know, going to Retropalooza in Texas. So look forward to that, everyone. This guy will be staying on this couch I'm sitting on right here. So, that's kind
to America.
I'll clean it up for you. Anyways.
I don't know how it is.
Oh, okay.
I'll sleep in your bed.
No. Katie sleeps in that bed.
You can have the couch.
I have notes, everyone. Lists of all the wonderful announcements from E3. Basically, we're just going to talk about stuff that came from the Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo press conferences because we're filming this on Tuesday night, and not everything has been shown and talked about yet. But so the first
morning, actually.
Whatever. There's time differences. We're like what, 12 hours apart or some shit.
I don't know. Who cares?
All right. So I guess I'll let you start. We're going to start with the Microsoft thing, but out of the Microsoft press conference, that's a Super Nintendo controller. I don't see how that has anything to do with Microsoft. But out of the Microsoft press conference, what did you find the most interesting?
Quite a few things, but Sunset Overdrive, it looks really, really good.
We're both touching ourselves while you're talking.
Insomniac, the Ratchet and Clank games are some of my personal favorites for Sony, and to see them making a new game that's like a mix between like them and Jet Set Radio Future kind of thing, with like really good like attitude, which is always good in games to have like really funny good attitude. That looks really exciting.
The
Something
guns,
new, I think.
Yeah, the guns looked awesome. I mean, being able to shoot like human or heads out of a gun, and they had like a record launcher that shot vinyl records.
Yeah.
Very interesting. They kind of remind me of like Nerf guns, but with body
all the
parts.
different ways that you can spawn as well. A ton of different ways you can spawn.
That's true. Yeah, they showed like dude getting thrown out of a van was one of the ways. So for me, at the Microsoft press conference, and this is really weird coming from me, but I think you said it too. You might look at the camp. There you go. There you go. That Call of Duty Advanced Warfare actually looks, I don't know, different enough, good, whatever.
It looks good. I hate to say it because I hate Call of Duty, and like I'll go on record saying that, and I don't care. I hate Call of Duty, but the new one looks really, really enjoyable. It looks like they put thought into this one, and there's a lot of cool, intuitive ideas.
I don't hate Call of Duty. It's just not my thing. I don't play the games. They've never really been like what I've been looking for in video games. But this one, it kind of sold me when like in part of the trailer, the dude's carrying the door, a car door, and like these like a swarm of weird robots are attacking him from above. What are you doing?
I think the reason why I hate it is because they kept pumping out the same thing again and again. That's why I started to really hate it, as opposed to not liking it. But yeah, taking that door off and the grenade, how it was like flicking between what grenade he wanted on the single grenade, and then it did all like crazy stuff. It's cool. It's different. I like it different. It
did look good. By the way, everyone, Wood is sitting in my lap, so I have Wood in my lap right now. I'm making him dance. I had to get that joke in there. So also, I mean, some other things that were announced. This video, I'm going to try to keep this video like 20-25 minutes long, otherwise we could talk for 4 hours. But
I love your cue cards.
Yes, I have nice cue cards here. Some other games that were...
Can I interject? Because I want to talk about really quickly with the Halo. I'm not a huge Halo fan. I like 3 and I like Reach. But when I was watching that Halo thing, I was like, yeah, that could be kind of cool, I guess. When they said 1080p and 60 frames and then 4,000 gamer score, I was like, whoa, Halo! I'm pretty excited for that. That
is cool. Having over 100 maps to play on one game. Dedicated servers and stuff for the new Master Chief edition. That looks awesome. Plus you get the demo for like the beta of Halo 5 when that launches in December, I believe.
And Halo 2's had the anniversary treatment, so it doesn't look like crap.
You and your graphics. They have to be super shiny for Wood.
It doesn't have to be, but when there's the option, it's nice.
Oh, okay. Some other ones that were announced there, obviously, like we were talking about the Halo 5 beta. Bringing back Phantom Dust, which was a obscure original Xbox title, and it was an odd one to see them kind of say, hey, we're going to do another one, I guess. I'm guessing it's a full new game, but they didn't really say. We have a new Tomb Raider that was announced. What did you think of the Tomb Raider?
Really excited. I love how it is a direct sequel from the last one. They're just doing everything right with that at the moment, which is really great to see. A lot of reboots obviously don't end up looking too great, like the new Spider-Man movies. There's a lot of examples of reboots failing. But that new Tomb Raider was awesome, and the fact that this is a direct freaking sequel was just the best thing they could have possibly done. So
it's called Lara Croft, Rise of the Tomb Raider. We had the horrible bummer of seeing Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day for an instant and thinking maybe there's a chance there was like a new Conker game. And it ended up...
Yeah, my roommate wasn't very happy about that.
No, it ended up just being some content for Project Spark or whatever, so... They even made a joke, basically, like, hey, sorry, we're not going to make this game, so you have to, haha. That was lame.
There's a bit of a slap in the face.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm going to just fly through a couple of these, because they're not, like, new announced games. They showed a new monster for the game Evolve, basically like a Cthulhu-looking monster. Looked pretty sweet, he could fly. Assassin's Creed Unity, 4-player, at the same time online. I know Wood is... a little hesitant because he doesn't play much game. Like myself, I don't really play a lot online either. So, what was your opinion about the...
I don't like for single-player games that you love trying to implement multiplayer, because then you're playing the single-player element and you kind of feel like the whole time, man, if I had someone else here, this part would be so much better. But I don't have that many friends who have the game.
Well, everyone be Wood's friend. Go to the Beat 'em Ups channel on YouTube, links down below, and go be his friend. Who the fuck's... Was this?
It was the same with the Big Planet. Not that I want to jump ahead to Sony's.
Wait, I just saw a Sasquatch walk behind you.
Yeah, that was my roommate. You're going to be playing Little Big Planet, and you're going to see all this cool stuff you could do if you had 4 friends, but you're not. You're just going to have yourself. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
But you're good at playing with yourself, man, so give yourself some credit.
My name is Wood.
We also have Fable Legends, unfortunately another one that's for Wood.
Yeah, why do they keep taking the... I love Fable, I love 1, 2, and 3, I don't care what you say about 3, but why do they keep taking Fable and trying it out on all these new retarded games? Why don't they actually make a proper Fable game?
It's like the test pilot, or the test genre, game franchise, there you go, franchise. Test franchise for Microsoft. They like kind of doing some different things with it. But I don't know. I mean, it looks really nice. Graphics look really good, and the gameplay does look, fun and pretty solid. But
no, it doesn't. It looks horrible.
Whatever. Shut up. We have different opinions on a lot of things. So actually, doing a video like this is really good because we tend to, go back and forth while you're looking at everywhere in your room but the camera.
Can you imagine how boring it would be to be the bad guy, just like having a pad and just tapping places? Did you play that on Zombie U? How it had the multiplayer bit, and the other guy in the multiplayer bit just had the tablet and got to spawn zombies?
No, I never did.
Trying to trip up the other guy. It was so boring.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully, I mean, Fable has had a little bit of a rough patch ever since Fable 3, and then the Kinect only game. So we'll see what happens with that. So let's jump on to. Wait, one more thing I want to say about a couple more games that Microsoft announced was the new Crackdown 3. There's a cell phone, I'm guessing.
Yeah, my roommate was really excited for Crackdown.
Yeah, that one looks pretty sweet. It looks more like the first Crackdown and not Crackdown 2. Scalebound by one of my favorite game developers, definitely of the last 5 or 6 years, Platinum Games. People did Bayonetta and Mad World. That looks like a Monster Hunter style game, giant monsters, and it's interesting. Bayonetta. It did look, yes, I mean, the outfit kind of thing, like, well, actually in Vanquish also, the outfit sort of, transforms, and he looks like he takes powers from giant monsters. Are you having a seizure?
I'm just excited for Bayonetta.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's on Nintendo. You're jumping ahead each time. And then finally...
I'm not saying anything, I'm just having my little seizure.
Oh, okay. And then the last one, me and you are both really big fans of Mirror's Edge. So just to hear, at least some more talking about Mirror's Edge 2 or whatever they're going to call it, even though they really didn't show anything.
I'm really disappointed by what they showed, though.
Yeah, explain.
Well, someone's at my door. So it's not for me. Because they only just showed combat, and honestly the combat wasn't the key feature in the first one, and that's not why anyone fell in love with the game. It wasn't for the combat, and all they showed was improved combat. So that's not what I wanted to see at all, and it didn't look like a Mirror's Edge 2, it looked like a Mirror's Edge 1.
It was a little odd that they really didn't show anything that really defined it as its own separate game, second game. But like you said, the combat's supposed to be a little bit more intuitive in this one. All right, so we're going to jump on to PS4 or Sony's conference now. And the number one, like, I guess, system announcement or something that they had was a new model of the PS4, a white one, that's going to come with a white controller. What'd you think of that?
And Destiny. I mean, I want it really, really bad, but there's no point because I already have one, and they're like $500, so...
I'm hoping...
It looks awesome.
I'm hoping
if I could trade in mind for it, I would, but...
I'm hoping the controller colors, at least, you know, they'll separate it, because obviously all we have right now is black, so it'd be nice if they do some separate white controllers for it. The
white would get dirty really quick, so if I did buy one, I'd like to have a black one just to actually use and not use the white one.
Just wash your hands.
As gross as that is. No, because it would get dirty so easily, and if it gets a scratch, it's going to get dirt in it, and it's going to be obvious, and I don't know.
Then we have a new little trailer clip from The Order with the crazy-ass human-looking werewolves, where they, like, the bodies are transformed into werewolf, but the face was still very humanistic, and they could talk. It was really cool. Yeah. And there's actually, this was just, I heard today, there's 2 collector's editions coming out in America for The Order 1886, and I know there's one at least coming out in PAL territories, 2 different statue variants in America. They're not available for pre-order right now, but one is like the werewolf attacking the main character, and the other one's him like hiding behind, getting some cover from gunfire or something, so that's some cool collector's edition stuff coming out. Little Big Planet 3, yes, yet another, like you had said, one that if you have some friends, but I did like the new characters, like Toggle was one of them, like a big fat sack creature that can shrink down really small, and then you also had the bird.
I didn't like the bird. The bird didn't look like it fit in with the other 3.
Yeah, it seemed a little, also the controls of the bird seemed a little weird, but then the dog...
It was sort of like, here's a dog sack boy, here's a fat sack boy, here's a bird.
Here's a bird. Yeah, Odd Sock.
Really seemed to fit.
Odd Sock is like the dog or whatever. New ideas for it. I mean, it doesn't look like, you know, Little Big Planet is being reinvented. It just looks like they're sort of sprinkling some new ideas into the same formula. Bloodborne, the new project from Software. It's going to be a PS4 exclusive, and kind of hard to figure out exactly. It kind of reminded me, like when I see it, it kind of reminded me like Jack the Ripper almost, or just some weird dude with a sharp...
Bloodborne and Let It Die look too similar, in my opinion. The trailers look too similar. Which is kind of upsetting for Let It Die, because I do like Suda 51's games, and once his trailer was pretty much already shown in Bloodborne, and then he had his trainer by that point, it was sort of like anticlimactic, because it felt like you'd kind of seen that already. I don't know if it was just me, but that whole like genre and style and trailer had kind of already been shown.
Yeah.
So when his was shown, it was like, oh, another one?
I think both of them are games that I really am interested to see more of, to see kind of like, you know, there's, especially from both of those developers, they always have, you know, really unique things that make their games their own, so it'll be interesting to see the twist that they sort of put on them. Is what the fuck was the name of the game we just talked about? Bloodborne. Is Bloodborne going to be super, you know, challenging, or is it going to be more of like a free-flowing hack and slash type of game? That'll be interesting to see. PS TV, the Vita TV, is coming out in America and PAL territories. I actually pre-ordered mine today. It's going to be $100. You get to play your Vita games on your TV using a PS3 remote. You get to make goofy faces like that.
I'm a floating head.
Wait, hold on. Wait, now do it. Now do it.
I'm a floating head. Oh.
There you go, perfect.
My issue with that thing is I wanted it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get that so I can finally play Vita games, but it's actually half the price of a Vita.
Yeah.
So now I don't know whether I should just fork out the full price for a Vita or just play it on my TV. I guess it comes down to how the games are going to look on a TV, because if they look like really upscaled or just dodgy in general, then I'm probably... And what game? It can't play all of them, can it? It can only play certain.
Yeah, they haven't listed... It's going to play... They said most Vita games. Obviously, maybe ones that have too many features with like the touchpads or something. You know,
it can play Uncharted and it can play Gravity Rush, and I can't think of the other ones right now I want, but those are the main two.
Yeah.
And I'll probably get it.
I was
a cheaper option to getting a Vita.
I'm such a big fan of like the Game Boy Advance player and things like that that allow you to play your handheld games on your TV. A couple other,
Can it do anything else?
It can make you coffee.
No, but why they call it PlayStation TV? If it's a PlayStation Vita.
Well, I guess it's PS Vita TV is what it is. Like when I went to go pre-order it, that's what it was listed as. So you can also, you can use it to play like back catalog PSP games like download-wise and some PlayStation 1 titles. Now, Grand Theft Auto 5 has been announced coming out on the new consoles. It was at the PS4 Sony.
Doesn't it look amazing? Did you see on Reddit? I don't know if you use Reddit. The comparison photo between the new gen and the last gen.
No, I didn't.
There's a photo out there somewhere, and it's pretty much just like the planes of GTA 5 in the last gen, and then like planes to the new gen. And by planes, I mean like land, not like planes.
Okay.
And the detail comparison was insane. It looked like it wasn't even the same game. It looked like the whole game's been redone. The amount of descaling they must have done to get that game on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 is crazy.
I'm excited to see. Also, they said it's not just going to be a direct port. There's going to be tweaks and new things added, so that'll be cool. Sony had.
You know what I love?
What?
How all the PC Master Race people. I'm not dissing PC Master Race because it's obviously a better way of gaming if you're into the graphics side of things. I personally don't care. But everyone was watching that GTA 5 trailer and they all thought it was like a PC trailer and they were like, yeah, screw you console gamers, PC Master Race. And then at the end it comes up with footage taken on a PS4. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I enjoyed Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, and I actually almost 100%ed, like 100%ed, is that right? I don't know. Grand Theft Auto 4. I need to go back and do all the after the credits things in Grand Theft Auto 5, but I am looking forward to checking that out again. Some other
I almost 100%ed the new one, but I gave up like 10% away because I got bored.
Woody, we need to. What, I thought you just put on a Link hat.
Can I wear my beanie now? You told me I couldn't wear my beanie because it was copying you.
I said we look too similar. I couldn't tell us apart there. Dead Island 2, there was a trailer for that at the Sony conference. Funny, like a dude jogging as he was turning into a zombie as shit's like crashing behind him. Grim Fan.
Dead Island always makes great trailers, but not the best games. So I'm hoping this one's a lot better.
True. Yeah, all their trailers.
That first trailer will always stick with me in that hotel room with the little girl. That was a freaking awesome trailer for one of the worst games.
The reverse one that went backwards in time, yeah.
So good.
Grim Fandango, that series has been, or hasn't had, what?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes.
I have nothing more to say than yes.
Okay.
And I hope that they put it on a physical CD like they did with the Monkey Island Special Edition 1 and 2.
Yes.
Because if it's download only, I'll be very upset, but I'm still excited either way.
That was a cool announcement. That was like a really big, like just out of nowhere surprise.
On a CD, please.
Yes.
On a CD.
Look at that. Wait, put your hands back up.
We love the CD. Love the CD.
We got No Man's Sky. I know you said you weren't too impressed by that, but honestly, it seems like it's going to just be, if you're a big fan of wandering through, a giant open world game that apparently has no limits, being able to hop in a spacecraft and fly to other planets kind of looked interesting.
It looks okay. It was just in comparison to everything else I was seeing.
And then obviously Sony ended on, or towards the end, Uncharted 4, the little short trailer for that. And it seems it's called Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. So is it truly an end to Drake's, story or whatever?
Well, I mean, it's hinted that it's the last game, because Drake even says in the trailer, like, one last time, Sully.
Yeah.
One last time. So I'd say it probably is the last one.
And there was kind of like a hint to something maybe remotely with pirates or something, because the skeletons in the cage, it kind of looked like one of them maybe was a pirate skeleton, but... okay, yeah. On to Nintendo at the 19-minute mark now. There's a lot... Oh my god, Nintendo's honestly... We'll get to this at the end, but Nintendo had a really great showing. I mean, the robot chicken things they added into their conference...
Was hilarious.
Those were great. And the joking on themselves, like, announce Mother 3, Reggie! And he freaking nuked the guy in the audience. But the big things they obviously talked about were all the new stuff with Smash Brothers. Now you can use your Mii's in Smash Brothers. Well, you can make any Mii you want, and there's 3 different classes that you can choose from that look really interesting. They had a new character from the Brain Fart. What's the new character, the franchise that's from? Pit.
From
Kid Icarus. There we go.
Kid Icarus.
And then, just overall, I mean, the game is looking really good. Now, the bummer was, apparently the 3DS one's not coming out until October now, which it was supposed to be summer, but obviously it's to polish it up, I'm assuming, like they mentioned a little bit of. And then holiday, so probably December maybe for the actual Wii U version. What was your favorite?
Yeah, I've got to say, one thing I don't care about before you move on too far are the Miis. I think that's a horrible idea. Well, not a horrible idea, but it's something I'll never ever use. And making your own character look like a Mii never looks like an actual character. It looks horrible. And secondly, it looks like you can actually remove that black outline that they stress so much in the 3DS version, which is awesome because I thought the black outline looked like crap.
What do you mean by black outline? Like a border?
All the characters in the 3DS version were given this big black outline
so
you can see the characters better. But it actually looks like you can not only remove it completely, but minimize it to the point of, you know, where you want it. If you want a small black outline, if you don't want a small black outline, or you just want it like gone completely.
True. Okay.
Which is great because I want that crap gone completely. I thought it looked horrible. Gotcha.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask what with the Nintendo press conference, there were quite a few new games announced. So I'm going to I'm going to ramble off the new games, and then I want to know from you sort of like what you took on these. The new games, obviously, they showed a little bit of the new Zelda. We'll get into that in a second. We have a new Kirby coming out. It's going to be on the Wii U, and it's called Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which Toad, the character from the Mario games. That game looks really interesting. We have the new Splatoon game, which is like a weird paintball / you could turn into a squid and swim around and shit. Out of all the new games that were announced that we didn't know about, what is your favorite?
Well, I mean, out of those, obviously Zelda, if I'm picking out of them. But I mean, I knew that was coming. Everyone knew that was coming.
True.
I didn't see nearly enough. I couldn't even tell if it was a cinematic or if that actual opening shot was what gameplay would look like. But
very anime-esque.
It definitely looks like a mix between like Skyward Sword and Wind Waker, I guess. The clothes he was wearing were very Wind Waker. I don't know if you noticed, but I think that's what. No, or was that the clothes he wore in Skyward Sword? Either way, it looks like a mix between a couple of the games, and it looks really beautiful.
He didn't have his tunic on, and apparently he didn't have his sword, so it's like, you know, what time does this take place in? But it does, granted, it didn't show much. It was just sort of like, hey, here's the art style we're going with, and, you know, to give you an idea. And his facial expressions, Link's facial expressions were very detailed, and you can just see they're kind of going with more of like a anime movie
just
or
that cinematic of him jumping up with the bow and shooting a couple arrows. They haven't really done anything. They don't really do much as far as like cool cinematic like moments like that in the games.
Yeah.
Apart from at the end of Wind Waker. I don't want to ruin the end of Wind Waker, but that awesome moment at the end of Wind Waker was really one of the first times where it had like a really awesome cinematic. This is Link being a badass moment. So I'm hoping there's more of those in the game.
Yeah.
As far as games I wasn't actually aware of, the Splatoon game actually looks really fun.
It does.
I wouldn't mind getting a few people in that. They talked about it for way too long, but I want it. It looks good. It goes
against your multiplayer rule, though.
That is an actual multiplayer game, not a single-player game becoming multiplayer.
Okay, true. That does look really fun. I mean, you're right. They did talk about it a lot, and they talked about a lot of the details of being able to use the ink in different ways. Obviously, if it's
what they didn't mention is whether or not it's going to be a physical release game or an arcade game, because it looks like it could go either way.
True. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot to necessarily determine if it's going to go on a disc. It does look like something that could be very easily just a download-only title. The Kirby game, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, all made out of clay. You're not so sure about that one? I'm really.
I do like those games. I played one of them. How many of those have there been? I don't even know.
Of what, Kirby games?
The where you draw the line and he follows the line.
There was just one other one that was on the DS.
Yeah. Well, I played that and it was fun, but it's not the kind of thing that I get excited for.
I love it when they use the weird different materials, and claymation is a cool thing that, there's a game on the PSP called Platypus that was all claymation, and I like seeing when they use those different types of, what, you just make a face when I said platypus? You're from Australia, you've never played Platypus on the PSP?
What's a platypus? I've never even heard of that game.
It's actually kind of cool. It's a shooter. The new Yoshi, the Woolly World, you can play as 2 players like you could in Epic Yarn. What's your thoughts about that? I'm over here.
I've never been huge on the Yarn games or even the Yoshi games, so Yoshi. I'll be saying Yoshi. It does look fun. I haven't even played the new Yoshi game, so I'm not like, I don't really care, to be honest.
We're losing his attention, guys. He's
It looks good, but I mean, there's other stuff that's definitely more impressive, and I was really in the mood for new IPs, so...
Well, speaking of new IPs, the Wii U exclusive now, Devil's Third, that shooter game has some unique elements with swords and sledgehammers and chopping people's heads and legs and stuff off. Very brutal.
It looks okay. It looks kind of rough, though. It looks kind of, like, not ready.
It looks like something that could have been on the Wii, honestly, like graphics-wise.
Yeah.
There was a brief little tease, obviously, of Star Fox on a blurry screen, but new Star Fox.
Confirmed, though.
What?
It's been confirmed, though.
Yeah. So new Star Fox will be coming out.
Did you watch after? There was more after.
I had to go to work, but I did hear the new Mario Party was announced also.
I didn't know that.
We don't know what the fuck we're talking about, guys. The Amiibo figurines, that was sort of an interesting thing.
Oh, awesome. I want them.
You can take these little figurines of like Mario and stuff and scan them onto your Wii U gamepad into certain games like Smash Brothers and Mario Kart, and basically...
I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, but obviously you level your little figurines up and then you take them to other places, but how do those levelings work in other games is what I want to know. Like, if you level up your Mario and Smash Bros, can you then take it to Mario Kart and unlock, like, a different outfit or character or or something?
Yeah, and they didn't... I mean, it was weird. They kind of hinted at something... They mentioned... Disney, Infinity, and Skylanders, but then later on Reggie basically said something like, oh, well, those are 2 different things. They're not like our thing, but it was weird that they had talked about it in their press conference, and then Reggie was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I don't know if there's going to be any type of like cross-play on like the Wii U system with, you know, those figurines in those other games, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else we really... Oh,
Yeah, there is Bayonetta.
Oh, fuck yes, yeah.
Bayonetta already?
Bayonetta, sorry. Bayonetta 1 will now be included with Bayonetta 2, and it has all these crazy costumes, like you can be...
That is such a great idea, though, because for the people who, A, haven't played the first Bayonetta, and B, maybe the people that only have a Wii U, like the hardcore Nintendo gamers, people that just get Nintendo products now have the ability to play the first Bayonetta without having to go and find it.
Very true. I mean, I'm very excited.
It was a great idea from a marketing standpoint, but I'm going to say this. The end scene, it looks like you can have unlockable, like, outfits, like he was wearing a Zelda outfit and a Samus outfit. But can I say how much of a bold move it is? And I, like, never swear, but I do swear for the purpose of this. Just a bold move on Nintendo's behalf during their frigging Nintendo Direct for Bayonetta to come out wearing a Samus outfit and saying, fuck off, Featherface. How much of a bold move is that for Nintendo?
It was. It was very cool. It was
cool, but just having, like, essentially having the thing there, like the
I think he likes Bayonetta.
The innuendo is they have Nintendo swearing. So I think what they were trying to say is we're moving up, we're moving along, and we're going away from this PG rated era we've come from, and we're now catering to the more mature audience. We are going to be moving forward, and, you know, fuck off is essentially what they said, and it was awesome. I loved it.
You know what? I mean, good pointing that out, because I didn't even quite, pick up on that. But I was such a big fan of the first Bayonetta, literally one of my favorite games of the last 10 years, especially in the sense of, like, action games. And like I said earlier, Platinum Games has made almost every game that they have made, I have been a huge fan of. So to finally see some more, like, I was getting worried. Bayonetta 2 hadn't really been talked about a lot, and then they showed this with the original Bayonetta together is great news. And then what was the Mario game where you can make your own Marios? What was actually that? Oh, there, Mario Maker. Create your own original Mario games using, like, templates and enemies and stuff like that from the old Mario games. That's going to be coming out in 2015. This video is now 29 minutes long, so we are going to, I think, go to the finale of this and say, who won?
EA.
Yeah, right.
They absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, right. Out of the three main ones, who would you give the crown to this year?
Look, they all had amazing press conferences. None of them were bad. None of them were bad. But Nintendo purely because it was just entertaining. They put so much effort into the Robot Chicken stuff. That fight scene between Reggie and what's his name was just frigging out of. I can't pronounce it. That's why I'm not saying it. Were out of control, awesome. And it's just very entertaining with fantastic games being shown. And it had a new Zelda, and anyone that knows me knows that Zelda is my favorite franchise. So how can I think anything else?
I'd probably give it to Nintendo also. Of all the new things they announced.
Pronounce his name for me, please.
What?
I feel bad. Can
What?
you pronounce his name for me, please?
Miyamoto.
Thank you.
So then, I would give it to Nintendo, but honestly, this year, I think everyone did a fine job. No, none of the conferences were boring. They all had new games to show. They were all game-focused. So E3, you just kicked ass this year. You did a great job. Let us know in the comments down below who you thought did the best. What was your favorite game that was shown? And please thumbs up the video. Go check out Wood's channel right here. And we always, anytime we've ever seen to do any collaborations, we always do weird collaborations. The last time I was on your channel, I was fixing a Game Boy the whole time. And this time you rode...
I was spaced out, just looking around the room.
And you rode on my lap for the entire ride. It was fun. I'm really warm now.
Best E3 in 8 years, just saying.
What?
Best E3 in 8 years.
Oh, I thought you said you're going to be at E3 in 8 years. I was like, okay, that's random.
I'll be in America in 3 months.
True. America, 3 months. He's going to be here on this couch. Come and visit. I don't know. All right, guys. Thank you for watching.
See me at the markets.
Wood, say bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
All right, guys. Bye. Peace.